This conference will now be recorded.
All right. Okay, so hello everyone. Thank you for joining. This is our fourth webinar, which is organized by the Veeam user group, which is called Women and Allies in Tech. So it's a relatively recent group, which has been launched last year in the summer. Has been organized by Madalina and another lady that works at Veeam. Her name is Federica. She is not here with us today, but she is working at a marketing department, and she is responsible for Veeam trainings, VMC, VMCA. I believe they're renamed now or redone as well. I forgot, unfortunately, what is the new name of this training. So yeah, we have launched this group relatively recently to increase women's visibility in the technology, specifically related to Veeam. So people working at Veeam, VMC Plus, thank you, Madalina, or people that are working with Veeam. So alliance vendors, partners, and customers as well. Yeah, so this is the main goal that we are pursuing, and we are launching. I think we were launching quarterly events, but now it seems like we're doing more frequently than that. So yeah, at the time being, we're doing virtual events. We have had a few. We had the first one, introductory one, and then we had two more where we did a lab with another leader of this group. So there are three of us. There is myself, Kira. I used to work at Veeam. Now I work at another company. And there are two more. There is Leah. So I'm based in Spain. Leah is based in the UK. She works at a Veeam partner. I know she's changing jobs right now. I'm not sure if she changed it already or not, but she used to work at Phoenix Technology as a technical implementation, I would say, person and consultant. And then we also have Blanca, who is not also here today. She is working at AWS as a solution architect. So today's session is led by me, and then we'll have also more sessions coming afterwards. So the session today is about, I wanted to do a series of interviews where I will be inviting my fellow women that I know and that work in tech industry, either Veeam or not. And I have decided to start with my good friend Daria, which I know for quite a few years. So she's here with us today. She works at Veeam Technical Support. She works as a team lead of the team, which is called SWAT. And she will share her experience, how she ended up working in IT, how did she become a team leader, and hopefully it will be inspiring for either women or allies that we have today, or whomever will be watching the recording afterwards. So hi, Daria.
Hey, Kira, and good evening, everyone. First of all, I want to say thank you for inviting me to this event, and it's honestly very special for me to be here today and share my story with all of you. So, as you know, my name is Daria, and well, the one important thing that I would like to mention, I already told that to Madalina and Kira. I decided to skip the presentation slides and just speak from my experience. Also, this was like a good excuse not to fight with the PowerPoint last night. So, guys, yeah. Well, let's start. And actually, when people hear that I have been working at Veeam site 12 years, they are usually surprised. And honestly, sometimes I'm surprised too.
I'm surprised as well.
Yeah, so many years. But yeah, because if someone told me back when I graduated from university that I would build a long career in the same IT company, I probably wouldn't have believed them. Yeah, my path into IT was not so traditional, let's say. I studied in Germany and received a technical education, but it was still quite far from the real IT world. Yeah, sometimes we believe that to work in tech, we need to fit into very specific image. You need to be extremely technical. You need to be to know everything already. But my experience was completely different. After university, I applied to a position at Veeam and got an offer. At that time, the company was completely, yeah, was looking for people, so actively looking for people with the strong foreign language skills, especially German speaking engineer for EMEA support team. And honestly, speaking German became one of the main reasons I got my opportunity in tech. So that experience taught me something very important in the beginning of my career. Actually, that's totally true that we often underestimate skills like communication, adaptability, or empathy. But we need to keep in mind that all technology are built by people and for people. And of course, communications matters a lot. And when I joined Veeam, the support organization in EMEA was very small, around 30 people. So yeah, the like small community, everyone knew each other, and it felt more like family than already a well-known IT company. Looking back now, I feel incredibly lucky uh, to be able to enjoy this moment because I became a part of that team family so early on, and I was surrounded by supportive people who actually were able to teach me. So especially it's really important when you are young with literally zero experience and trying to figure out things out. Yeah. Of course, I was so scary. Sometimes I had moments when I thought, or maybe it's not for me and I'm not so technical enough. Maybe I don't belong here and I need to search for something else. But over time, I realized something important. Nobody started their career knowing everything. Confidence come later, experience also come later, and the real growth comes step by step. So over years, I grew together with the company. I watched Veeam evolve from the really small organization into a global technology leader. And at the same time, I'm evolved too. I learned how our products work. So I learned how to work with the customer, how to communicate under pressure, how to resolve issue, and the most important thing, how to keep learning constantly. Because in IT, learning never really stops.
Yes.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. And honestly, I think that one of the reason I still enjoy what I'm doing after so many years is that there is always another challenge waiting for me. So every day. And yeah, for me personally, what the most important and valuable parts of this journey has always been the people. So the mentor I had, the teammates, friendship, and the moment when someone believed in me before I truly believed in myself. I understood that what truly inspired me was not only the technical part itself, but working with the people, like helping and supporting them to adapt quickly, sharing the knowledge, and seeing someone grow professionally. At some point, I realized that this was the direction I really want to continue developing in between Veeam Technical Support. And I started to work hardly to grow into the senior engineer position. Of course, it was important for me to be able to handle like complex cases, maybe critical cases, some horizontal escalation from another engineer, especially under high pressure situation. But honestly, that wasn't the only one motivation. What really motivated me was to having the opportunity to support my colleagues the same way that other person once supported me, because I still remember how overwhelming everything felt in the beginning, and also remember how much difference one support teammate could make. Yeah, that's why I became actively involved in the mentoring newcomers, some knowledge sharing sessions, onboarding activities, and some kind of different internal initiatives focused on helping others learn and grow. And to be honest, mentoring taught me just as much as technical work did, because when you teach someone, you also learn how to explain things clearly, how to be patient, how to listen, how to understand that every person learns differently. Yeah, around that time, Veeam launched and actively invested in an internship program with Veeam Technical Support. And the idea behind this program was not to expect people to already know everything. Instead, it was designed to give newcomers a strong foundation and help them grow step by step. The program started with the basic IT knowledge, things like Windows administration, networking, hardware virtualization, and other core technical aspects. And then like guided people to understand Veeam backup replication, which at that point was already became like a pretty complex product. What I personally love about this program was that it created opportunities for people who maybe did not have perfect technical backgrounds yet, but had motivation, curiosity, and willingness to learn. So yeah, thanks for this program. Thanks to this program, Veeam hired a large amount of very successful engineers, and today many of those people hold senior leadership and highly specialized like position, not only in Veeam but yeah, in many IT company. So. And for me, this was another proof that investing in people truly matters. So yeah. Yeah, partly thanks to the success of the mentorship, internship program, the technical support organization in EMEA grew significantly, and the team expanded, and the multi-language support was also divided in like some dedicated language teams. That's how I became a team leader of a German-speaking support team. This happened around 5 years after I joined Veeam. So after following a standard path of the Veeam engineer, so the standard path means like beginning from junior, then so promoting to the middle position, and then to the senior engineer position. So, and honestly, I think go through all those stages helped me become a much better leader, because I truly understood the challenges engineers face every day, depending on their role or level of experience. So, and actually, it was during my time as a team leader in multi-language support that I met Kira, so who joined our department from pre-sales team and became part of the French team. So, and honestly, that was such a great and fun period of for all of us. So yeah, and we had just moved into a new business center. The entire multi-language team was seated in together in one big room. And of course, it created a really friendly atmosphere and help all of us become like more closer than teammates. Yeah. So we work together, we learn together, we support each other, and actually even learn some let's say support engineer survival phrases in different language, because in some point, even you didn't actually speak French, German, Spanish, or Italian, you can still say something like, can you please send us logs, or have you already tried restarting the Veeam backup service? So yeah, that was really funny. So, and yeah.
I think
Yeah, sorry.
sorry if I'll interrupt you. I think everyone in our office knew how it will be in French. It rings.
Yes. That's totally true. So, and especially also the phrases like introduce the engineer. So okay, bonjour, my name. No, je m'appelle Nadir. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So yeah. But yeah, what I also remember that was like really good, well, let's say vibe that we had in a multi-language team. So warmly, and like we had also small traditions in our team. I remember the time that, well, not the time, but whenever someone came back from vacation, they would usually bring local food or sweets to share with everyone. Like, for example, cheese from France, I don't know, jamon from Spain, chocolate from Germany. And after work, we would sit together, talk, and it was really great opportunity to make any difficult day we had more pleasant. Yeah. I also remember an event that we organized ourselves, where everyone brought traditional food from the country or part of the country. We invited our colleagues from another teams and collected, let's say, donation to help homeless people. And honestly, those are the moments that stay with us forever. So the people, the atmosphere, and the feeling that made work feel much more than just work. So it's yeah, something that you need to like, well, that was to live, actually. Another part of my team leader role was regularly participating in interviews and helping hire new engineers for the team. And of course, not every interview ended with successful hire, but always gave us a perspective on the world outside Veeam. So, and help us better understand what was happening on the job market. And yeah, honestly, we saw all kinds of things, and even had a running joke with my former manager. So yeah, Vadim, if you are watching this, so you definitely know what I'm talking about. So I was somehow attracting the most interesting candidates possible, and became a record holder for unforgettable interviews. So please don't ask me to share any of those stories today. But yeah, I promise that one day when I old enough, I will probably write a whole book about them. So yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adventures
yeah,
in Veeam support. Yeah.
yes, something like that. So that's why I just decided to postpone it. So I still plan to to work here, to keep work here. And yeah, coming back to the journey at Veeam, after around 5 years as a team leader in multi-language, I started feeling like it was time to for new challenges. And even though I truly love my team, the people I work with, and I realized that I already knew them. So the environment extremely well. I understood all the processes, and at the same point, I feel that professionally, I needed something new in order to continue growing. At the same time, I was not ready, to change the company and to look at the opportunities somewhere inside Veeam, so outside Veeam. And actually, that exact moment, the open position appeared for the SWAT team leader in EMEA region, and I decided, so this may be exactly what I'm looking for, because it was completely different level of support, more responsibility, more complex situations, cases. So sometimes you need to make the decision faster. So it's like everything is like new challenge for me. And of course, new team. But actually, to be fair, I already knew the most of people on the SWAT team, and yeah, because we had always worked together closely, and we had a really great relationship. So for those who are not familiar with this word SWAT and what it means, so I will give more details. Actually, SWAT team, it's critical incidents team between Veeam support, and we focus on the most critical customer situation. In another word, it's like severity 1 cases. And in technical support, severity 1 cases mean that something has gone seriously wrong on the customer side. Production system may be down, backups may not working at all, business critical infrastructure may be affected, and customers are often under higher pressure because their business operations depend on the resolving the issue as quick as possible. So the role of the SWAT team is not exactly about technical troubleshooting. Our main goal is to recover the lost data or restore the functionality of the system or application using any possible workarounds. And it's also about communications at some point, crisis management, and actually prioritization and keeping everyone aligned during very stressful situation. And of course, over the years, another very important and unfortunately very common part of the SWOT workflow become handling customer environment affected by ransomware attacks. And of course, those situations are completely different emotionally. So imagine being in the situation where critical infrastructure is encrypted, production is down, backups may be compromised, and the customer is trying to understand whether recovery is even possible or not. So yeah, and honestly, those experiences really changes my perspective on importance of backup, security, teamwork, and communication in IT. Today, I truly feel that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. And looking back, I'm absolutely sure that joining the SWAT team was 100% the right decision for me, both professionally and personally. And yeah, actually, before I finish, I would also really like to say a few words about the amazing woman I have had the chance to work during my career in technical support at Veeam Software. So even though women are still not the majority of the support and technical engineer roles, I have been incredibly lucky to work alongside so many talented, strong, intelligent, and ambitious women over all the years I work in Veeam. And what made me especially proud that those women are everywhere across the support organization, among brilliant engineers, team leaders, managers, and even support directors. Every single one of them brings something unique, and seeing more and more women grow, lead teams, making decisions, and build successful career in tech, it's something that it's truly inspiring. So I am incredibly proud of be part of this community, and very grateful to have the opportunity to share my story with you today. And yeah, actually that's it from my side. Thank you so much for your attention. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you for sharing it, Daria. Thank you for sharing it. So I will be having some more follow-up questions.
Yeah, sure.
So as you have already mentioned, we pretty much, not questions, maybe like remark questions, both of it.
Go
I would
ahead.
say we probably had a similar start. So we both went into technical roles at Veeam, thanks to the internship program that they had, and mostly due to the fact that we spoke some foreign language which wasn't English. So I think this part was it's something that unites our path in tech. And then of course we took separate paths. So I went to pre-sales, and you have decided to pursue management roles, which didn't quite it still doesn't, to be honest, at least for the time being. It's not something that interests me personally.
Yes,
So
yes.
that's something that we had in common. Maybe also I will share a little bit more on the support structure, which has been mentioned by Daria. So there is a SWAT team for Severity 1. Then Daria also mentioned the multi-language team is where we used to work. I was an engineer when I joined. Daria was already a team leader for the German and I believe Spanish-speaking team probably as well. It wasn't a very large team, but an Italian and maybe Portuguese. No, I think.
So we had one guy, speaking Portuguese. Yes,
so
that's true.
Yeah. So yeah, basically the Veeam support consists of the main team are people who speak English for the flagship product of Veeam backup propagation. Plus, there were also additional teams for monitoring, for Nutanix support, Red Hat support, Linux agent, for example. So that was also a separate team, and then maybe some sub teams between this team. I'm not sure how it's changing now. And then we also had the SWAT team, the Severity 1 type of team, where the resolution of the case is relatively short. It's, I think, maybe like can be a couple of hours to a couple of days. I think it's pretty like depend. I don't know if the rules have been changed, but typically it's not something that typically what you need it now. You don't need an investigation to know why it's not working. You just need to make it work, and then we can investigate. And there was another team which was, I think, quite different from the three that I have mentioned here. So the product one, the main English speaking, the SWAT. So the multi-language team, where myself and Daria are coming from. So I would say it was probably the team that has benefited the most from the internship program, because it was not very easy to find German speakers, Italian speakers, Spanish speakers, and all of them to be within the same office. So they had to lower, I would say, technical standards and hire someone with a smaller experience, or maybe not experience at all, and then just teach them on the job. Because as I have been told, it's easier to learn IT rather than to learning French. So maybe I can learn IT once, but I cannot learn French in 6 months. So once you have some language base, then the Veeam was able to teach you. So yeah, this internship program helped immensely, and I think, and we have now a lot of people that went through this path, and then they're so Dasha.
So yes, I mentioned that. So that we have really successful like engineers. So Veeam support. So yeah, who started also with the internship program at Veeam, and right now they are like super great people. And like, I mean, in the technical aspect.
Yes. And there is one thing that also makes us different is that actually, I believe statistically, we had more women than in any other team. If we're looking at the engineers,
yes. I mean, in multi-language team, I would say yes.
Yes, it just so happened that in where we were based, foreign languages were more learned, I would say, by women rather than men. And men would typically go work in English, and then and when they needed actually someone who spoke another language, it just so happened that there were more candidates that were women, and it just so happened that we actually ended up having more women within this team. And we had our dedicated office where we were sitting all together, and I would say this office attracted people from other teams to come and visit us, because our environment was the most fun. I think thanks to the ladies that added some diversity within the team. I think so that helped. So we were a very friendly team. it was the pre-COVID era when we were going to the office every day. Yeah, so now it's slightly changed. So now, for example, now I'm no longer there anymore either. So Daria, I have another question. So you mentioned that you started working at Veeam 12 years ago. 12 years ago, was Veeam already a backup leader or not yet? Probably not yet, I think.
Not yet, but so the Veeam was already like a really well-known company, so especially technical support, because we already like worked on the way that we are so so I mean, the customer satisfaction was already important for us. So the customer service, I mean, the focusing on the customer service was like already the key of our support. Yeah, that's why it was really hard in the beginning, actually. Yeah, to start understanding everything and to get used to everything. Yeah, but yeah, here we go.
Yeah. Another observation that I had, I think it's not very obvious even within the Veeam employees and within the Veeam company. We do have a significant amount of women in technical support, especially percentage-wise. The higher you go, so engineer, team lead, manager, director, percentage of women's presence goes up. The higher you go up the ladder.
Yeah.
I think it's something
I also notice it.
Yeah.
So.
It's something of a unique, I would say, situation. I don't think it's like this in sales, for example, or pre-sales, or R&D. Actually, I don't know. I haven't worked at R&D. Maybe it is the case, but I don't think so. In sales, no, I don't remember having many women directors or managers, at least not as it works in support. So the higher you go, then the more percentage-wise are the business there. Yeah, so it's something of an interesting thing. So I was kind of wondering, why is it like this? My honest opinion, I think to be able to work in leadership and support more than in compared to other departments, it requires more. I think the empathy, because you are actually working
with people.
With people, yeah. It seems like it's a technical job, but it's actually, it involves a lot of people relations. And
exactly.
Not
so I also mentioned that. So for me, it was really important. So during all my Veeam career, the communication with the people. So and that's lead me to the leadership, actually.
So I think maybe that's why there are more women, not more, but many women in working at leadership roles in technical support. That's at least that's the impression that I have.
No, that can be the reason.
True.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that's the feeling that I have. Yeah. So, by the way, I think I forgot to mention it at the very beginning. There is a chat box. If someone has any questions, you are very welcome to use it, and we will be very happy to answer your questions, whether it's about support or Veeam support structure, or maybe it's something else. I see someone who has joined us just now. Okay, two more. Okay, one disappeared. There will be a recording, which will be published on the YouTube channel of Veeam. I believe the link will be shared, I think, for those who sign up for this webinar. So you will be able to watch what we have been discussing here. But yeah, if you have any questions, please go along, post your questions. We'll be happy to answer. In the meantime, I wonder what
actually else. I'm not expecting questions from my colleagues.
Yeah, there are some of the colleagues you can see. Maybe they have questions as well.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, of course, Veeam support structure is much more complicated than not complicated. There are more details to what we have covered today, but I think it was enough for the purpose of this call. I think we have covered what needs to be covered. So thank you, Piotr, for
thank you, Peter.
Yeah. Yeah. So what else can we? I don't know. Would we want to add something? We have 20 more minutes, I believe. I think it's an hour-long webinar. if we want to cover something else. If not, if there are no questions, I believe we can wrap up. I think we have covered everything. So women in support, and that there is actually quite a large amount.
Yeah, and actually there is like a different story. I shared mine, and maybe for someone it will be like helpful. Yeah, but yeah. So actually, the main point that I would like to mention that based on my experience, so the career growth doesn't always mean changing companies every 2 years. So you can like build your career staying in the same company, moving to another teams, so having interaction with another people. So yeah, that basically what I would like to say. So
and also even within the support team, you don't have to specifically go to leadership role. You can grow within the technical also. So yeah, changing tiers, changing products, by the way.
Exactly. Not only tiers of products. So we have right now a lot of products so that you can actually work with. So yeah, the doors are open. So the only one thing that you need, it's actually the willingness to change something or to learn something.
Yep. There is a question from Madalena. What is the most challenging thing for a woman being in a technical position based on your experience, Daria? That question goes to you, Kira, as well. Do you have something the most challenging thing for a woman? You know, it's being in IT that's my 9th year. I don't really have a comparison, with other things. So I don't know what.
Same, actually, yeah.
Yeah, hard to tell. I think it would have been easy to say, okay, I worked, let's say 3 years ago in another industry, then I went to tech, and now I can clearly see what would be the most challenging. I would say in my opinion, I think I was quite lucky. I always had a very supportive team, which didn't make me feel like a challenge to be a woman in IT, to be honest. But then I moved to pre-sales. I think for me, maybe the most challenging was in-person events. Because when I'm doing something online, we are more or less on the same, let's say, eye-level position, with the more or less the same voice tone. When you are presenting in person, sometimes you're a little bit less visible. I would say that can happen, and you can be slightly lost in a crowd of men, let's say, at some event. At least that was the feeling that I got at first. I don't really feel this way anymore, to be honest. So yeah, I would say I'm quite comfortable. Sometimes, of course, there can be some people that might question your technicality based on your gender, but I would say it's pretty rare. It happens, but it's rare, I think.
It's rare. Yes, I also had like a couple of situations like that, but so
I think we had a few in tech support. You remember when someone calls? I think. Do you remember who it was? I will share the story, and then maybe you'll remember the name if you the story. When someone called in technical support, and some of the girls answered, like, "Hello, my name is this and this. I am the engineer," and he was asking her to transfer her to the technical person.
Technical person, yeah, because he he had like an impression that he is speaking with some woman, some girl on reception or something like that. So yeah.
Yes, it happened a few times. So she said, "That's actually me." And he's like, "No, you're not." She's like, "Yes, it's me." So he would hang up, and he would call back, trying to get to another person, but she would recognize his number and she would pick up, on purpose. And then I think it happened a few more times, and then she's like, "No, you're working with me," and he he had to obey. But it happens very, very rarely, I would say. But yeah, it happens. Yeah. Plus, the men, I think, in our team are also very, very supportive, so they wouldn't really allow other things to happen. Another question from Carolina. I also get a question. When was the moment when you were truly proud of yourself during your career? maybe achieving some milestones? Question for both of you. So you were truly proud of yourself during your career. I think
I'm proud for being here 12 years, actually.
You're proud to be what?
To be here already 12 years.
Okay.
I'm proud.
Yeah.
I think it's a big achievement already. But yeah, to be honest, so in every stage you have like your moment of up and downs, and when you are going up, so in this moment you're feeling like proud of yourself. So, and support is actually like that. So
I would say I also had a few milestones. I can share also the ones that I had back in support. When actually I realized that I'm a good engineer. I'm actually a big, strong,
big boss.
yeah, strong addition to the team. In support, typically people were comparing. We had like an application. I don't remember which one it was, how it was called, and you would track who closed most tickets, for example.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, within like a month, I think.
So it was gamification.
Gamification. So yeah, we had this one, and I think I don't remember, was the random part also there, or it was in some other dashboard. So when you are taking tickets randomly rather than
so for random cases, you got you had the possibility to get more points actually. So it was also in gamification, like built.
I actually never won gamification, but I remember at some point in time I had a very high percentage of random tickets that I was taking. I think it was like 90%. So what means random tickets in terms of support? So when you create a ticket, your ticket appears on the support side on a ticket system. And what you could do, you could pick and choose the tickets that you like. So you can close them hopefully quickly. So you would avoid tickets.
Yes, it's hopefully, because not always based on description you can just be 100% sure that you will resolve it really quickly, just because there are so many things that you need to take into account, that actually it can lead that you pick this case, you choose this case, but this case will end up on the next level actually.
Yeah, it can end up like this. And then at some point in time I thought, okay, you know what, I waste more time looking at tickets and deciding what's inside. I will just do so we had a button called random, and you don't read the tickets, you just end up having whichever is typically with the lowest SLA, so something that needs to be answered now, or something that has been sitting already in a queue for quite a while and no one wants to pick it up. So I had, I remember, a 90% of tickets that I was taking like this. And when I was taking manually, it's actually the 10% that were left. It's, I think it was when someone actually asked me to take a particular case. I'm like, you're spoiling my my statistics. But yeah, anyway. So in this, the random thing actually taught me, I would say, not being afraid. And I still have this thing up to today. I'm not really afraid of new technologies. I'm not afraid at looking something that I don't know, because there are so many technologies. I will never be able to know all of them. I can never be prepared. So it just you go there and you look at it and you figure it out on the way, I think. So I think that was my little milestone for myself, that I trained. Yeah, because in IT, yes, there are so many technologies, and with AI, there are more trainings that I'm adding, that I'm actually managing to actually follow. And I'm working in AI right now, and I still am behind, I think. I don't know, when will I catch up? Probably never, and it's probably okay. It will come naturally.
Yes.
I think no more questions. Yeah, I think we're good. It's been 50 minutes of our call. So thank you. I thank everyone for
thank you.
coming.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for coming.
Joining.
Thank you for inviting me once again. So it's really a pleasure to be like the first woman that you invited to, I mean, from support, of course. So because,
no, actually, this is my very, very first interview. I haven't invited anyone else yet. I was thinking for like future, I will, but you're the first so far for the interview.
So yeah, because as I said, so different people, different stories. So it will be also, I mean, interesting, to her, to another stories, another journeys, and maybe comparing, maybe not, or
That's true. All right. So thank you, everyone. One more disclaimer at the end that I need to mention. We will be having another event happening, maybe in the following months. We haven't decided on the date yet. It will be led by another women in tech, women analyze in tech leader, my co-leader. Her name is Leah, and she will be, I think she will be attending Dimon, or either in person or online. And then she will have a review done with the fellow co-beamer as well, with Michael Paul, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, so that will be the subject of the next webinar. So she will do a review of the whatever will be announced on the Veeam happening in the UK. So
great.
please. All right. So thank you everyone for coming. Thank you very much. And I believe that's it for today.
Yeah, thank you.